a resolution dated March 31, 2020 is actually a resolution ratifying what, Attorney Laura? Attorney, yes.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's ratifying the implementation of the interim reimbursement mechanism nationwide due to coronavirus COVID-19.
Okay, so what was the basis of the IRM for COVID nationwide? Kasi ni-ratify nyo eh. There's a resolution to ratify the 27.22 billion. Ano yung nira-ratify nyo? You're ratifying the release. What was the basis of the release?
Madam Chair, may I be allowed to read from the board resolution?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
With courtesy, Madam Chair.
Yes, just a portion. Whereas the management deemed it urgently required to implement interim reimbursement mechanism to ensure that healthcare institutions nationwide will remain financially viable and that PhilHealth benefits will continue to be accessible to members during the COVID-19 public health emergency. Whereas based on the claims of healthcare institutions in the preceding year, the management has computed 27,022,668,580.81 as the aggregate amount of the interim reimbursement necessary for this purpose. And wherefore premises considered, the board resolves, as it is hereby resolved to ratify the implementation of the interim reimbursement mechanism nationwide due to the coronavirus COVID-19, and further resolved to require the management to report to the board the actual release and utilization of the amount herein indicated. It is so resolved.
Yeah, so Attorney Laura, as a lawyer, when we talk about ratification, it simply means we are validating a certain document. And in this case, you are validating the IRM in relation to COVID. So what are the supporting documents to which the release of this 27.22 or 14.9 billion is anchored?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Is it anchored on the January 31, 2020 resolution? Kasi yan kasi ang sinagot ni Attorney Elay nung nakaraang hearing, that the release of the 14.9 billion was anchored on the January 31, 2020 resolution. And that was what was being ratified.
Madam Chair, again, I limit my answer to the documents at hand. What is being ratified here was the amount that management intended to release in to answer the COVID-19 public health emergency, Madam Chair.
In other words, there was really no basis of releasing 14.9 billion on March 23, 2020, because that release or that allocation is not anchored on any document.
Madam Chair, I apologize, but I cannot answer that question for lack of information on the matter, Madam Chair.